Okay, so before I go out fishing, my friends who have gathered so far said they were a little bit hungry. So I'm gonna make them a special treat. It's called, I call it a green-eyed Susan. I stole this from Chef Zakarian on Iron Chef, but basically what you do is you take an avocado, you half it, you take a boiled egg, or you take an egg yolk, and you cook it within the eye of the avocado. We'll add a little bit of leeks, a little bit of cornmeal, some spices. It's gonna be amazing. So watch this. We're gonna take some avocados, we're gonna half them, pit them, flatten out the round side so they lay nice and flat in the pan, and then we're going to take those eggs, put the egg yolks in the middle of the avocados, and fry them up on the cast iron skillet over there on the two burner Coleman stove. So one of the most important things when making this dish is you want to make sure your avocados are ripe but not overripe. If they're brown and smushy, it's not going to work really well. So you can see it's nice and firm. Take the pit out, and I should have gotten a bucket to put the pits in. So make sure we have some place. We compost all our food waste, so I will be taking that back for our garden later. Now the one thing you want to do when you slice the short ends off is you want to leave the rind on, because that's going to hold the avocado in while it cooks, so you don't want to peel them. So what I'm going to do is just take a nice slice right across the back. And I'm going to save this part of the avocado for avocado salad later. So you see you have a nice flat side of the avocado and a nice pit to put that egg in. The key to doing this really well is to make sure that you get your pan nice and hot before you put the avocados on. Break the egg yolks into the avocado pit area and then cover it so it cooks nice and firm. So I'm going to finish prepping the rest of these avocados, then we'll get to the cooking portion. Nice heat. It burns really clean, so you can't even really see the flame. And I'm going to put the cast iron stove. Now this is my grandmother's cast iron stove. It's got 3 generations of seasoning in it. I love to cook with this whenever I can. And the fun part about being outdoors is you never have a level surface to work on. As you can see, we have a slight slope going downhill here, so I'm going to have to take that in consideration while I'm making this dish. Take a little olive oil, put it in the cast iron pan. Not too much. Grab my grill spatula over here. We just want to make sure that the bottom is nice and coated. Let that get a little warm, and as you can see, we have a bunch of avocados over here. While the pan is warming up, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to crack a bunch of eggs. I'm going to get the yellows or the yolks out of the eggs, and we're going to save the whites for later in case somebody wants an omelet or something. Try not to waste anything while we're cooking out here. And once again, we're going to recycle or compost the egg shells. You want to make sure that you follow leave no trace. So when you're cooking outdoors, you want to make sure that whatever you bring in with you, you take it back out when you're all said and done. And you just kind of rock the egg yolk back and forth in the shell until you get rid of most of the white. Alright, and so you got a nice unbroken, oh I just said unbroken and it broke on me. You want to try to keep it unbroken. Take your avocado, here's a nice sizzle so you know that the grill's nice and hot. Put your egg right in the hole of the avocado there, and as you can see, once again we got a slope, so we got to take that into consideration. And then we're going to let that cook, get nice and toasty on the bottom side. And then once it's nice and toasty, we're going to throw a little bit of leeks in there. Want to make sure that you don't have any eggshell in with your yolk. Try to get rid of as much of that white portion of the egg as possible, because there's just enough room in the pit area of the avocado for the yolk. Next avocado, next yolk. Okay, so as you see, we got a half a dozen eggs and a half a dozen avocados in the pan frying up. I'm rotating the pan because once again we're on a little slope, so I want to make sure that the ones where the oil is on the bottom don't overcook. And then I have some nice freshly chopped leeks. I'm just going to spread those over the top, give it a nice little onion flavor. And the good thing is the leeks will get down underneath the avocados and caramelize a little bit. That's going to be awesome. So we're just going to cover that again. And in about 5 minutes, we're gonna have some green-eyed Susans. All right, so the green-eyed Susans are all set. You can see they're nice, the egg yolks are nice and cooked. You can see all the wonderful steam coming up, so I'm gonna serve these up for my folks here. Get a little plate. These are also really good if you get some like pecorino cheese or Parmesan cheese and spread over the top, let that melt. We didn't have any with us today. And I don't know if you can tell, but there's a nice dark crust on the bottom where the olive oil is cooked into the avocados. But there you go, a little green-eyed Susan for my helpers here in Little Compton, Rhode Island. We'll be back a little bit later with some tautog fishing, and we'll check on those ribs. All right, guys, come get it.